Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder. Last Friday on the Tastemaster SA, our top 8 contestants were tasked with baking and selling their goods at a local market. Working in pairs, they put their own creative spin on South African market classics Hertzoggies, Lamingtons and Cook Sisters. Not only did they need to win the judges' favour, but also the approval of the patrons. It was Team D and Senzo who walked away with victory, saving themselves from tonight's Elimination Challenge. For the other 6 contestants, it's make or break.
So close to being safe, but yeah, I'm in elimination again. I'm disappointed.
Being in elimination this week, I am a bit nervous. However, I'm keeping it cool. I don't want to crack under the pressure.
There definitely is a silver lining for me this elimination challenge because I don't have to work with Sakele.
Hello contestants and welcome back to the Tastemaster Kitchen.
This is the point in the competition where things really start heating up. There's no more second chances, no more hiding behind your teammates.
Niks meer span challenges hier. That's amazing.
It's great that we finally baking individually, so our skills can shine through now.
No safety, other than the Royal Baking Powder pin, of course.
That's right, every single challenge from here on out will be an elimination challenge. And to kick things off with a bang, today, 2 of you will be going home.
2 people are going home. That is wild. So I've got even less of a chance of making it.
It's getting hot, and I'm not sure if I can stand the heat.
Derek, you are the holder of a Royal Baking Powder pin. Will you be playing your pin in this elimination challenge?
I would like to bake today, but I might play my pin at the very end.
Interesting. So you can bake. If things don't look like they're going your way, you can play the pin up until the time is up.
And as they say, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. You'll need to learn how to handle the heat, as today we are frying our bakes. Delicious, decadent and rich, baking and frying have created some of the most iconic bakes we know in the world today. We think of donuts and churros and even our own homegrown vetkoek.
To help you cope with the rising temperatures, please welcome a doyen in the culinary industry, the giggling gourmet herself, Miss Jenny Morris.
I love Jenny Morris. It is heavenly just to see her in the flesh.
Hello everybody out there, I'm Jenny Morris and I'm here today to take something very, very simple in my masterclass and elevate it to something really, really special, sexy and decadent.
You're in good hands, contestants. We'll see you when you get back in the kitchen.
Follow me.
I grew up watching her. We used to call her Auntie Jenny. Jenny from the block.
She's funny and she's spicy and sweet.
And for those of you at home, don't forget, we're giving away 12 KitchenAid stand mixes, 1 each and every week. Bake something fried and delicious using Royal Baking Powder, upload it onto socials using the hashtag #TheTastemasterSA, and you could win one of your very own.
Yep, we can't wait to see you bake and fry more memories.
I'm hoping to learn more about techniques around frying, like the right temperatures, how you can make fried bakes interesting.
If she can give us some insights to avoid things that might go wrong, that'll be a plus.
Welcome to my garden. Today I'm going to share with you my little secrets on how to make the perfect churro. It's a choux pastry, which is a cooked pastry. And there are 1 or 2 little pitfalls that can happen, but we're not going to fall today. And we're never going to fall again, am I right? It's very, very easy. I have got my water boiling. I've got my butter a little bit soft. I want this butter to melt very quickly to this water. I don't want to lose any liquid, okay, because you're going to end up, your dough is not going to be as fabulous as you want it to be. The second thing to do is you've got 1 cup of flour and you go straight and you want the whole lot in. And now you have to stir like crazy. And the idea here is it starts coming together and starts sticking together and becomes one little cohesive ball. You look at that. But you want to work fast, okay? The important thing is to get the butter and the liquid and the flour to mix and incorporate. You can actually see it's beautiful and rich and very, very buttery.
Churros het ek baie lanklaas gemaak. So dit is nou 'n refresher kos.
I always have an aid in my kitchen, a kitchen aid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop that into the machine and I'm going to give it a bit of a whiz because we want to aerate it a bit, okay? So what is the next secret about having a very, very, very successful choux pastry? 1 egg at a time, pop it in. And what you need to do is mix it for 30 seconds minimum because you want that to incorporate and go into your dough. Well, hello. This jiggles as much as I do.
Jenny is very hilarious. She's just warm. She's a ball of energy. She's exciting. You just want to listen to her.
If you do use eggs,
yes,
could you then also use raw baking powder?
Do you know what I like about baking powder is, I mean, even in this, even though you have the eggs, you put eggs and baking powder in a cake, you can put a little pinch, like just a little half a teaspoon. It'll make it puff up beautifully.
I've never made choux pastry before, and so now I know how to do it. Not just for churros, I can now maybe use it for other stuff as well.
This is beautiful and creamy, and we're going to just stick it into a piping bag, and I want to get someone to come up and look at you, darling, because I know you want to touch my choux pastry.
Jenny choosing me out of all the contestants, it is such a huge deal to me. I feel like we have our own little TV show working now.
Look at that, guys. Ooh. Okay. It comes out beautifully and easily. So you're going to assist me because we're going to squeeze it into the oil and you're going to cut.
All right.
Or you can squeeze and I will cut. You can decide.
Ooh, is it getting hot in here?
It is, darling. It's called sunshine.
Zakes is dying right now. I'm loving seeing him getting so shy.
We're going to have 2 options of how we're going to make these. We're going to deep fry some, and the others we're going to use the air fryer, which is a far healthier option, and they come out crisp and beautiful.
I would love to use an AEG air fryer. I love the fact that you can make anything that is unhealthy and you can turn it into a more healthier version of whatever you're trying to do.
Another reason why one has sometimes a little bit of a disaster is the oil is not the right temperature or the oil is too hot. You need to kind of be somewhere in the middle, and that's between 190 and 200 degrees. Okay, so this is bubbling. It's ready to receive. Are you ready to cut the ribbon?
Yes, I am.
We're going to just make a couple. Oh, listen to that. Don't you love that sizzle? You know the rule of deep frying is don't overcrowd, because the minute you overcrowd, what happens is you bring the temperature down and there's still enough space. So they're doing a dance, but they're not doing the midnight shuffle. That's all nice and close. Oh yes, baby, they're doing one of these.
Jenny is hilarious. She's making this so entertaining. Yeah, she's fantastic. I don't know what else to say, but she's honestly incredible.
All right, guys, these are looking magnificent. You're going to take them out now. The thing is, when you're frying, you always take them out before you think they're going to be very brown because they continue to cook. There's still heat in it, so the color will change.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
So I just want to thank you with your magic fingers, darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to check the air fryer because I want to prove to you that you can still eat healthy and have all the things that you love, okay? So let's go. Oh, look at that. Listen.
Amazing.
They're crisp and gorgeous. We're going to do this in 3 ways, guys. So let's start with these. You just give them a nice little wrap and roll around in the sugar like this. And even though it's gone into the air fryer, it's still hugging the sugar. So every little bite you make, you're certainly going to get this lovely cinnamon sugar. So we know for a fact that air fryers deliver.
Die churros lyk beautiful en jy wil dit net eet. Jy wil dit net eet want dit lyk so vrek lekker.
Now, this is this beautiful white chocolate. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Like that, all the pistachio nuts. And you just take these beautiful petals, these lovely rose petals, and just dust them over the top. How about that?
Beautiful.
So this, I think what I want to do is, I love chocolate and I love pomegranate. Does that not look glorious and gorgeous? Are you jealous? My mouth loves me. I love it. And then just pop these all over the top. And if you really want to take another level, you could go again with your pistachio nuts. You could take lovely roasted chopped almonds, would be fantastic. So look at that. There are so many ways that you can kill a cat, but not mine. Thank you so much for joining my masterclass, and I hope that you've taken something away, because I know you have a big challenge. So I'm wishing you lots of mommy love, lots of Jenny love, and I'm going to feed you. You want some of this?
Yes.
Come and get it.
They are so decadent. I love the fact that they're coated in cinnamon and sugar as well as chocolate. Delicious.
I had my doubts tasting this churro with the chocolate and pomegranate, but when I put it in my mouth, it has to be one of the best combinations I've tasted. I never expected chocolate and pomegranate to taste that well together.
I tried the deep fried churro and the air fried churro, and there was definitely a slight texture difference, but I love that I can still have an indulgent dessert and make it slightly healthier. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, I want an AEG air fryer.
Die churro is so crunchy buite en is so sag binne, en dan het dit die souse op en die souse, daai wit chocolate, dit was vir my die lekkerste ene gewees. Ek's mal oor.
Coming up, after Jenny's entertaining masterclass, the contestants enter a grueling double elimination challenge. Congratulations to our episode 6 viewer winner, Celeste Brown, who baked a traditional pull-apart bread with golden beetroot and lavender, walking away with her own brand new KitchenAid stand mixer.
Why not order from your oven? With precision, raise your standards and make it matter. AEG. Challenge the expected.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Taste Master Kitchen. I hope you've enjoyed your masterclass and I hope you've taken in as much knowledge as possible. You're going to need it.
Just a reminder that after today's challenge, 2 of you will be going home. So your bakes had better be elevated to this new level of competition.
This is an invention test. You'll be required to combine a classically baked element with an element that needs to be fried. It can't just be a donut dusted in sugar. It needs to be elevated to the Taste Master level. We want to see bakes that we've never seen before.
I think I'm relatively creative and innovative, so I'm very happy.
I really love to be creative, but this challenge is on another level. Like invent.
You have 2 hours to complete this challenge. Your time starts in
3, 2, 1. Bake more memories.
Today I'm making a very classic apple tart, and then the fried element on top will be a deconstructed type of crumble that will be fried, and should be very good.
I'm making an apple pie, which is going to be a fried apple pie, and then I'm going to bake my chips, which will be apple chips. So I'm twisting it up and making it interesting.
We are Teen Apples. Shanae is doing apples, I'm doing apples. We didn't know, so I think it's a good sign.
It's going to go all about flavor. Have you got the flavor there, Derek?
I got flavor, baby. Don't you worry about me.
I've got some nice flavor too.
For today's challenge, I am making a pistachio and chocolate churro, and then that will also be accompanied by a deep fried orange pound cake. It will also be accompanied by the rosemary panna cotta, as well as a pistachio brittle.
I'm making something as classic Indian. Traditionally it's jalebi, which is made with chickpea flour, fermented for a few days and then fried kind of like a funnel cake. But I'm doing it today with cake batter, and I'm going to put it between a pistachio sponge with some pomegranate caviar and cardamom with ganache. Cardamom for me is just, it tastes like home and it's very close to my heart.
I'm making cream-filled donuts. I'm making a custard-flavored biscuit base. Then I'm going to make fancy cream and put together the biscuit and the donuts with the pastry cream and make some sugar decorations on top. And then I'm also gonna attempt to make a sorbet.
Today I am making a sweet corn dog. So it's got carrot cake inside, it's gonna have some brandy and pineapple and some white chocolate ganache. And I've got this really awesome plating to make it fun today.
Ek maak 'n rough puff pastry. There's royal baking powder in my rough puff. And I'm gonna mix it with the flour when I do the chips, and it will just help with my baking and my leavening. My biggest concern is time. I'm smelling things already on the stove, so I'm like, why? But the pastry needs to go first because it needs to rest, so I'm confident my pastry will come out beautifully.
This is the caramel that I'm making for the pistachio brittle. I'm just watching it closely and making sure that I'm mixing the orange compote as quick as I can because it's becoming thicker. I'm just trying to cook out the corn flour at this stage.
To incorporate the pistachio in my sponge, I toast it in a pan just to draw the oil out of the pistachios, and then I use the KitchenAid blender to blitz it into a paste. I didn't have to do much work, it did all the work for me, and it was so quick. I was very impressed.
I'm using royal baking powder in the carrot cake batter, as well as the batter for the outside that I'm going to fry it in. Quite a lot actually, there's 4 teaspoons in here, so it's a lot of royal baking powder. The outside of my corn dog is a corn dog batter. It's just corn flour, flour, sugar, and some milk. Very plain and simple, but I don't want the flavor of the outside of my corn dog to clash with the inside.
I've never fried an apple pie before, but I wanted to try something new, and it's an invention test, so we have to do something new.
I've added royal baking powder into my donuts to make them nice and fluffy. I'm waiting for my dough to get ready so I can prove it. And then I'm starting with the biscuit dough, and I'm going to start with the sorbet at the same time because everything needs to go into the fridge. I'm just doing the juggling game.
I'm using the salati brown sugar to make my syrup for the jalebi. This is going to give it like a really nutty flavor. I'm using spices, so I really want to get as much caramelization in there as possible.
Zakele.
Hello, judges. How are you?
We're wonderful. The pressure's on for you though. First elimination challenge. Are you feeling the pressure?
There's definitely pressure in this kitchen.
What are you making?
Drawing inspiration from Jenny.
Oh, bless you.
The pistachio and chocolate eclairs. Inside will be chocolate. So I'm hoping that when you cut into it, you'll see that beautiful chocolate oozing out, followed by the deep fried orange pound cake. Inside the pound cake, there is a little surprise, some orange compote.
Are you feeling comfortable with the time? Because you're giving yourself a lot to do.
That's why you guys are distracting me.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, I mean, I was going to say, that's why you shouldn't be standing around talking to us. You should be carrying on. So we'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much.
What's happening in there? That looks delicious.
So this is a custard shortbread cookie.
I remember when we were kids. We used to make
Custard
this little-
cookies.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna make mini custard donuts.
Oh, wow.
I've made sorbet for the first time.
For the first time, risky on an elimination challenge, hey? Trying things for
I'm
the first
going all
time.
out. I am going all out. I'm not going home.
We love to see
go,
it.
girl.
Yes, we love the spirit.
Baking is my life. I eat, sleep, drink baking. That's who I am. I'm known for baking. I've been baking all my life. I'm that girl. They even call me Madikuku. So baking is a huge part of my life, and it just completes me. I entered the Taste Master SA because I want to win that 50,000. I want to go to culinary school. I'm basically representing all the people that are operating in their gifts, their talent. I just want to show them that you don't need to be professionally trained to do what you do, to know what you're talking about. If I could win without professional training, imagine what I'll do once I get my professional training.
Ek is mal oor die vulling. Ek sou wou gehad het dat die ginger 'n bietjie meer uitkom, want ek hou van daai smaak en die saam met die appels, dit werk mooi. Maar dit proe nog steeds lekker.
Tahila. Oh, we can smell the spices. I smell cardamom for sure.
Just use cardamom in the ganache, and then I'm also going to do pomegranate caviar.
Okay, so what? You're going to use lecithin, agar. What are you going to?
Yeah, so I'm going to juice these, and then I'm going to agar them. I'm going to put them in between, and I've got a pistachio sponge in the oven.
I'm such a show.
Yeah.
So is this your jalebi syrup?
Yes, this is my jalebi syrup. There's saffron, cardamom, and cinnamon.
Hello, Catherine.
Hello, Fritz. Hello, Jenny. How are you?
We're well, how are you?
Good, thank you. I feel like I've got everything under control.
It seems like it.
Yeah, with a bottle of brandy.
I mean, that's why it's under control. I'm making a sweet corn dog, so I'm going to make it look like a savory one and then have a pineapple relish on the side with some brandy in there.
Oh, lovely.
I haven't had these flavors together, so I think that's going to be an experience.
I'm going to dye my white chocolate ganache, one yellow and one red, do a little mustard and tomato sauce, so we've got a whole situation. What's the plan?
Sounds exciting, Jenny.
I love it. Can't wait.
I'm really happy with the texture of my pistachio cake. It is a bit dry, but I'm happy because I really wanted it to be a bit dry so I could soak it with that syrup.
Ek het 'n appeltaart in die oond. Ek gaan 'n latticework top maak vir daai koek met die aardappel en dit gaan hopelik baie spectacular
Is it
wees.
kind of a play on a sweet and a savory?
No savory. It's going to be sweet, but it won't be sweet going into the oil.
Yes.
It'll be sweetened
Coming
after.
out.
Yes.
I am making my pastry cream. This will go inside my donuts and then just make magic.
Drama. Why me? Disaster has struck and my brittle has burnt completely. It is charcoal, so I need to repeat it now. I do have some more. There is it.
My custard is coming along very nicely. I need to watch it like a hawk, and I don't want my stuff to burn like raisins.
Still to come, as the pressure builds in the kitchen, will Zakele pull his act together and save himself from elimination?
These potatoes I'm going to fry in a moment and get it the same shape as the tin that my apple tart is baking in at the moment. The crab apples are for decoration. I'm going to make some candy apples. They always look brilliant.
Contestant, you've reached your halfway mark. You've got only 1 hour left.
Let's go, guys, let's go!
And for the folks at home, if you're feeling inspired, we'd love to see it. Bake something fried and delicious using royal baking powder, upload it onto socials using the hashtag #TheTasteMasterSA, and you could win a KitchenAid of your very own to bake more memories at home.
I'm so glad that proving is made easy by the AEG oven. My dough looks beautiful. I'm very happy with how it turned out. A second proving just makes your donuts more lighter and fluffier, so that's what I want.
I'm trying to bake my jalebi, but the oil is still too hot, so I've turned off the heat and I'm just waiting for it to cool down, and I keep putting batter in it to also cool it down. Eventually, for maybe 1 minute, the oil was perfect and I managed to get the perfect ones that I wanted out of that.
I'm busy with my little pies. I actually want to put some in the AEG air fryer to see how they would come out. And I'm gonna fry some so that I can see which one I like best. And I'm gonna pop it in here quickly.
This is actually going to work. It's doing exactly what I hoped it would. And once it's drained, I'm just going to dust it with some icing sugar for a bit of sweetness.
My frying is going well. I've got time to check out what size is going to work for my corn dogs, which I'm happy about. So yeah, just being slow and controlled right now.
Ek sit my pies in deep fried oil en ek sit dit in die air fryer om te kyk wat se kom die beste uit, en air fryer wen hands down.
I'm gonna have the strawberry spike as a garnish. Oh man. And I also want to add strawberries to my custard, the ones that I'll be filling inside my donuts.
I want to make a nice pouring cream, but I want to flavor it somehow, and I want to flavor it with brandy, but I don't want to put raw brandy in there. So I'm just going to flame this caster sugar and see if that's a good flavor. We'll see. The flames, the bit of drama. I love doing that.
I made great white chocolate sauce, but just not enough. And then I made some more, but there's still some cream in the bowl, and I think it's affecting the chocolate, and it's kind of over melting and separating.
That's seizing. Put some butter in there, try to save it.
So restarting because it needs to be perfect. I wanted tomato sauce and a mustard.
I'm putting a baking mat into the air fryer because it does not want to come off, and rather safe than sorry, I don't want to burnt churro.
They look nice and puffy. a bit bigger than what I expected. I only need 3 for this, so I made extra in case.
My apple chips, they don't feel so crispy to me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually put them in the air fryer. So then they've been air fried and they've been baked.
So this is a pomegranate caviar that's going to go inside the sponge just to add some tartness. I juice some pomegranates and I mix it with some apple juice and citric acid. And then I boiled it with agar. I'm dropping it now into cold oil that's been in the freezer.
I start by putting the donuts in the oil with the paper because I don't want to knock the air out, but it's not working. The dough is sticking to the paper, I can't remove it, so I'm starting from scratch. Second attempt, let's see, 180 degrees.
My corn dog looks like a corn dog. Yes, I'm so happy. It doesn't look beautiful, but corn dogs are not meant to be pretty. They're just meant to taste flipping good, and it does. I chose baking as a side hustle because during lockdown, there was not much to do. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a vanilla cake, pick up a piping bag and see what happens. And I absolutely fell in love with the process. It just gave me some creative freedom where I could just be in my own zone and then make cake for the people that I love. And that's my way of showing love now. I enter Taste Master because I've got a really strong drive to succeed and I really love challenging myself. So I'm here to face a lot of difficulties in the kitchen, and I think I'm going up against some professional bakers who do this full time. So I want to show people that you can challenge yourself even when you're out of your comfort zone, and that's when you learn the most.
12 minutes left. It is not easy, let me tell you. The fat content in the pound cake is making it disintegrate, so I've decided to try and coat it in a batter that I've just made now.
I only have 10 minutes to make the decision whether I'm going to use the raw baking powder pin, so, but I'll see, I'll know within 7 minutes.
Contestants, you have 10 minutes left in this challenge. Whatever's frying should be sizzling by now.
Come on, guys, let's push. Go.
I've got my checkered serviettes, I've got my little carton box, and obviously the relish on the side. It's meant to look like a proper American diner, and it's looking good.
So, Derek, we have 5 minutes remaining. Are you playing the pin? Are you taking the risk?
It's a risk, but I would love to retain the pin to be able to use it again in the next challenge.
Well, Derek, very honorable. We'll see after 5 minutes if that was the right decision to make.
I'm pulling a Senzo today with standing there with so much time on my hands, everyone looking at me like I'm crazy. You know what, I'm gonna take a step back, enjoy everyone else stressing, and just look at my corn dogs and give them some love.
Plan B is not working. The donuts are raw. 3 minutes to go and I have no donuts on my plate. I'm just gonna hold them under the oil until they cook. I hope that they come out right.
I'm feeling quite calm and collected at my station, and I'm watching Zakele run around at his station. I feel like he's missing me a bit.
I am down to the crunch time. I'm trying to plate everything at the same time. Elimination. Ay, uzoifila baba.
I'm piping my donuts, trying to put everything together on my plate as quickly as I can. Oh, this is not what I planned.
Contestants, your time ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop baking.
Well done, everybody.
I don't know where I'm standing at the moment. I don't know. Hopefully the flavors will come through. I've got a beautiful caramel sauce. Yeah, I'm just praying at the moment.
I wish I could do the things that other people can do, but as a home cook, you gotta just, stick with what you know and keep it simple, and that's what I did.
I think it's going to be very tasty, it's innovative, it's creative, if the judges send me home today, I would have had this bake to say I did it.
Doesn't quite look the way I wanted it to look, but overall I think it's presentable and quite cute.
I'm not happy with how my plate turned out. My sorbet is still in the fridge. I wanted to make a nice plated dessert, but it's not complete.
It's some new flavors, something that I haven't done before. So I am hoping that I will be in the race still.
Next up, after a tough fry day in the Tastemaster kitchen, it's time for the judges to sample the inventive creations. Who will influence the nation with their creative bakes? Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Die apple chips, ek hou van dit, maar ek is ook soos, was dit die regte besluit om dit te gebruik of nie? Maar ek voel baie confident oor my apple pies.
Shanae, hello. Today was all about being inventive. So how did you make your pie and gravy and chips extra special?
Okay, so normally pie would be baked. I put it in the air fryer, and then my chips, it would be fried, but I put it in the oven. And then the gravy is a salted caramel sauce, so it's a different take. It's sweet take, not a savory take on a pie.
So you did like a double cook on the chips, am I correct?
Yes, yes. I first baked the chips and then I put them in the air fryer to get a bit crispy.
The pastry is soft and flaky and buttery. It's delicious.
That pastry is absolute perfection. I think the chips, novel idea. Maybe a little bit too sweet for me. You got the sweet apple filling, the sweet chips, the sweet caramel. A bit of salt makes you able to appreciate more of the sweet.
The touch of the toasted almonds brings a great texture to the chippies, which I really enjoy. But the flavors of that pie is classic, eh?
Buttery and yummy.
Good start. Should we bring on the next fried bake?
I know that the judges are going to smile when they see my corn dogs. It brings back that childhood feeling of youth and fun, and I'm happy.
Catherine, that makes me think about a day at the fun fair. It really does.
I had a corn dog for the first time, so I thought I'd combine that experience with my granny's favorite recipe, which is a carrot cake.
Tell me about the tomato sauce and mustard. What is that?
That is honestly just white chocolate and cream mixed together with some food colorings. It's super simple, but I think it adds an element to it, you know, that makes it a corn dog.
Well, thank you, Catherine. Very interesting bake. We're excited to try.
Thank you. Enjoy.
So we're gonna bite it like a corn dog.
Oh my goodness, to get your mouth around.
I love the concept. I think it's very clever. That carrot cake is a great carrot cake. The flavor's wonderful. It's not too sweet, packed full of spices, which is lovely. I get what she's trying to do. So she was trying to do a tempura type batter. I don't think the way that she fried it, the size of the corn dog, helped her in any way to get the perfect fry.
I do feel, however, that she came quite close to that corn dog type of texture.
I mean, when we talk about invention, this is the type of thing that we talk about, and she really ticked that box.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just a little bit more work and it would have been perfect.
I feel quite peaceful walking up to the judges with my plate today. I'm proud of my flavor combinations and also caviar. I feel like that's something innovative and creative, and that's what the judges are looking for today.
Thank you, Tahila. This looks beautiful.
I did a pistachio sponge cake. There's also pomegranate caviar. Inside the layers, I've done a whipped white chocolate and cardamom ganache. In between the sponge and the cream is some jalebi itself and some caviar to balance out the flavor.
Well, I'm just looking at that and thinking it's all my favorite flavors together, pistachio and pomegranate. And what I like is that you've taken that juice and turned it into caviar.
We're going to have a taste and we'll get back to you.
Thank you. Crossing fingers.
Oh, cardamom.
Bomb.
The texture is really lovely. I know, Jenny, you say you love cardamom, but for me, this is all cardamom. I don't taste the pomegranate at all. I think the white chocolate ganache is a beautiful texture. I also don't taste the flavors in that.
But I do agree with you, despite the fact that I love cardamom. It's a very strong, overpowering flavor. I would like to see had a little bit more of the pomegranate.
The acidity
would have made a big difference for me.
I was quite excited about the pistachios and the pomegranates, and I had this anticipation of those flavors, but the cardamom is dominant.
A shame, because she did put a lot of other spices in here. She had saffron, she had ginger, and none of those come through. I mean, a fine attempt. I think definitely very creative. Oh, that cardamom's too much.
I'm very happy with how this bake went for myself. I feel proud and I can put it in front of them with an open heart.
Derek, you're still wearing that royal baking powder pin, which means clearly something about this bake gave you all the confidence to bake and present it today.
The lady doth assume too much. I'm not confident at all, but I feel rather good about it.
Derek, it always seems to me like you're trying things for the first time as the competition progresses. What here have you never done before?
The only thing that I've done before there is the candy apples.
I love it. For me, it reminds me of a crown full of beautiful little jewels.
It was just a jubilee, and I would like to dedicate that particular bake
to me.
To Lady Diana.
Sorry, Jen. I'm sorry.
It's beautiful.
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy it.
Definitely the kind of sound you want to hear.
Yeah.
Also got a very nice texture.
Lovely and savory, actually. I like that, you take a break from the sweetness of the pie and take a bit of that savory potato. I don't know if this is an underbaked pastry or just a soggy pancake type of batter. But having said that, it's really tasty.
Yeah, I agree with you, Zola. This is a true experience. We want to see things we've never seen before.
Absolutely.
And that's happening right here.
I'm putting my last minute garnish on my way to the judges' table. Just to elevate my dish and help make me feel better. I really like how it's looking with the flowers.
Tsepiso, very beautiful, thank you.
Thank you.
Because you used your full 2 hours. Tell me how it was.
Today was hectic. I think I had 5 minutes left, and it's only then that I was frying the donuts and the oil was too hot. And then I made a strawberry sorbet, and it didn't make it. It's in the fridge, and it was ready, but I didn't have enough time.
Tell me about the caramel strawberry. I mean, it looks very impressive. Is it going to be a pleasure to eat? I mean,
no, it's meant to be a garnish.
I think what you put together there is really lovely. Let's hope that the taste delivers too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tippis.
Thank you.
Is there filling? Is there?
Something is oozing out there.
Ooh.
Custard.
Some of it made in there.
Yeah.
This is a gorgeous biscuit.
Oh, it conjures up memories of my childhood with the custard biscuits. Really delicious. The custard, also lovely, strong vanilla flavor. Enjoy that. I do think that the sorbet, the freshness of that fruit, would have definitely added a much needed component. But what she did put on the plate is delicious.
It's fabulous. I would have liked to have bitten into that little orb. A garnish should be edible. If it's on the plate, it should be part of the dish.
Absolutely. She wasted time making a garnish that she didn't want us to eat, but the sorbet that she wanted us to eat is missing from the plate.
What I could have done differently was to take the orange spear, dip it into the pound cake batter, and then dip it into the wet batter, just so that it's smaller, because I'm very worried about it being cooked thoroughly.
This is a beautiful plate. I can see we have 2 elements here. You have that churro thing going in your head with the pistachio and chocolates, and you've got some pound cake there, which I find really, really interesting that you didn't bake it, you fried it. And I see there's a cranberry sauce as well. Is that going to go onto?
The cranberry sauce will be poured on top of the panna cotta.
On the panna cotta, okay. All right, so that's the supporting act.
We'll try this, Akela, and we'll get back to you. Thank you.
This cake is very interesting.
He used a combination of dark and milk chocolate to enrobe it, so that adds the sweetness. That candied orange also adds a bit of sweetness, so it all works for some reason. I think the churro, for me, it was a bit soggy. The panna cotta, I enjoyed. The texture, I think, is lovely. It melts in your mouth beautifully. I quite like the cranberry sauce with it. It adds a little bit of extra acidity. Have I ever eaten something like this before? No, absolutely not. Would I again? Yes. Yes, I would, because it's interesting.
No conflict on this plate, which I enjoy a lot. Fascinating dish.
Very interesting.
Up next, with a double elimination on the cards, who will make it to the top 6 and who will be heading home?
Contestants, congratulations for completing this elimination invention test. The level of baking and frying today was really high, so well done to every single one of you.
Catherine, inventive, yes. You took us to a day at the market. It was a good memory for all of us, so well done on that. Your carrot cake was excellent. The pineapple side dish didn't do much for us, very sweet. We didn't get that brandy flavor that we were hoping for, so it didn't really contribute.
Shanae, we loved the concept of your pie, chips and gravy. It was very inventive because you chose a sweet angle to that. We thought that your fries were a clever idea. They were fun to eat, perhaps a little bit too sweet. The pastry on your apple pie was sensational. It moved every single one of us. After one bite, we didn't want to put it down. That apple pie was so delicious. The gravy, aka caramel, was also lovely and smooth, great texture. Everything was very, very sweet, and just a smidge of salt would have elevated the dish and made us want to eat even more. Well done.
6. I loved all the components on your plate. I felt that your churro could have had a little bit more chocolate, and the best panna cotta I've ever eaten. It didn't even need the cranberries on the side. So overall, I think you did very well.
Derek, brave move today. About your bake, innovative, absolutely. It's something we've never seen before. A familiar concept in an apple pie, but the crumble execution in the potato crown that you made was fascinating. It was super crunchy, it was earthy, with a little bit of sugar that just blended in well. Spice was spot on. Well done, good job today.
Tsepiso, your custard cookie was sensational. The cookie dough was perfect, married with that custard, also really great. The donut was also lovely. You saved yourself by changing and making those smaller donuts, so well done on that. You ran out of time, and that clearly played against you. That sorbet that was missing from the plate was the element that we needed to elevate the dish, but well done.
So Tahila, you had all the elements that made my heart beat fast, really, everything. I loved everything on there. I loved how you took the pomegranate, turning it into caviar. Really, really impressed us. And as much as I know pepper is the king of spices, and I certainly think that cardamom is the queen of spices, I wish you'd just toned it down ever so slightly.
As tough as this competition was, in this specific challenge, there was a bake that rose above the rest.
And today's winner of the challenge is Shanae.
I am so happy. I just want to cry. I've won my first challenge. It's amazing. I feel like I'm up in the clouds.
Derek, you chose not to play your royal baking powder pin. A very risky decision, being an elimination and having the power to save yourself. Was it the right decision? Yes, you live to bake another week. Well done.
Well done, Derek.
Thank you. I never expected to be in the top 6. It's unreal. It feels like a dream. Somebody's going to kick me awake at any point now.
Now, if I call your name, please join us here at the front. Sepiso?
I have sacrificed so much to be here. It's not time to go home.
Catherine?
Let me tell you, standing there is a whole other story. It's about 100 times worse than it looks.
Tahila?
You can feel your stomach churning, you can feel your heart beating faster. Everything around you kind of just stops.
The three of you are today's bottom three. And I need to ensure you that this separation of bottom and top three was no easy task at all. We had delicious, lovely bakes today, beautiful things we haven't seen, but the brief ultimately is the deciding factor.
Can they just give us the verdict already?
Tahila? You're safe.
I feel unbelievably relieved, emotional. I feel angry at myself for being so close to going home, but so grateful to have another chance.
Catherine and Sepiso, thank you for the wonderful contribution you've made. Not only to this competition, but to your fellow contestants, to us as judges. It's been an amazing journey, and you've made amazing contributions to the elevated status of the Taste Master SA. Thank you very much.
Tahila, you can join the other safe contestants. Thank you. But I'm getting emotional now. Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna cry for you today.
Well done, you guys did an amazing job today. Sepiso, any last parting words for the rest of your fellow contestants?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. This really took my skills to the next level. So it was a lovely opportunity, and meeting all my friends and the judges. Thank you so much for everything.
Catherine?
What an opportunity. Thank you to you three specifically. It was amazing. I enjoyed every moment. I baked vanilla cakes and now I can make a tart and a bread. So I'm loving. My mom's very happy. And I'm going to be watching, keep going. I'm really excited to watch the rest of the season, and thank you again.
Thank you both very much.
Yummy girl.
Thank you. You may leave the kitchen.
It's very sad to see two of our compadres leave the competition. You tend to rely on one another more than you expected to.
Catherine and Sepiso leaving the Taste Master team, it is gut-wrenching. Who's going to have my back now? I'm not trusting that Tahila tequila.
Next Friday evening on the Taste Master SA, our top 6 take on a challenge celebrating South Africa's iconic natural heritage that will push their technical skills to the limit. Who will step closer to the grand prize of 50,000 rands in cash from Royal Baking Powder, more than 80,000 rands in KitchenAid products, 50,000 rands worth of AEG appliances, plus the opportunity to be the face of future SABC cooking shows. Join us again next Friday at 7. Repeat Sunday at 3 on SABC2.
Another feel-good production.